Hello everyone, it's Alexandra. Welcome back. Today I have another Your Creative Studio unboxing, and the theme of this box is capture. So as usual, I will show you what the box includes, and then in the sort of second part of the video we'll see where the inspiration takes us, and maybe we will create something together with the items from the box. So as usual, we have a thank you card, and that's what we have inside. Let me just take everything out of the box, put the box aside, and we'll dive right into that. So what do you think we can open first? Let's do this one. It says washi. I guess everything will be like pictures and cameras related. Lots of different cameras and lenses and some equipment there. Very nice. Oh, and there are lots and lots of images which are still not repeating. And yeah, so here they start repeating. So look at the amount of images which are there. Next we have the cling stamp, and oh, there are two here in the envelope, and we have a film, and we have the camera with different parts of the equipment, and also a picture frame I can see there, maybe a glass there, and some bottles. We have another stamp here. Oh, I love stamps from Your Creative Studio. Oh, look at that. It's a rooster with sunglasses and a camera there. Who could think? And another stamp. Oh, this time it's a camera. I know it may be hard to understand what the stamp is from this side, but maybe this side gives you a better idea. So that's like the lens of the camera, and it's one of the vintage ones, I suppose, the one which was folded in. I also see that there is this absolutely cute and tiny camera charm, and it's great that it comes in a separate baggie so that it's not going lost. Then here we have something interesting. Let's see. Oh, that's a booklet with different pattern papers, tiny papers. They're quite thin, but they have a really nice feel and texture. They're not very smooth, which I like. And there are a few designs in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 designs. I like the fact that there are different elements on each one of those sheets, so you can tear them apart and use for collages. So this is great. Next we have this one here. That's again a booklet. I think it's a booklet of stickers. Yeah. Okay, we had a similar kind in the floral themed box. So these are very cute too, and I think that all of the designs in here are different from what I can remember. So there are lots of vintage style posters, I would say. Very cute. And here we have a pouch in the shape of a camera. And oh, there's just a little piece of foam inside. I guess just to make sure that the camera keeps the shape. But it's a cute keychain, I suppose, for like small coins. And it can be also used, I think, as a great add-on in in a journal. It's not very thick, it's not very bulky, so yeah, very cute. This bag with various elements. There are some vellum or washi type stickers. There is this piece of twine. There are some nice labels of different sizes as usual, different images, different styles. These are just thin papers and papers again, and as far as I can see, every design comes in 2 pieces, which is great. Here we have more of the paper ephemera, and these are different frames. And I like the size of these, they're very cute. Of course, again, vintage style as usual. And here is another pack of cute papers. Let me show you what I have created with some of the items from the Your Creative Studio capture box. I have 2 journaling cards or tags. I don't really know how to call them. This is how they look in the back, and this is the front. So for the inside of each one of those, I have used the printed vellum sheets. These ones, I really like the fact that the inside of the frame is partially seen through. And then to embellish the front of the frame, I have used the camera stickers and then the washi stickers from the little booklet. I have also added a label here on the side. I have added some of the washi tape to embellish the edges of the frame. And then I added the gold foiled circles from my stash. And then this one looks almost the same. Then I have 2 pockets with the photo frames to go inside. I have added 1 photo frame as a label in the front of the pocket, and I have also added the camera sticker in there, and the top is embellished with a strip of washi tape. So both of them have been created the same way. That's the back. And these guys here are just super easy and plain slides. And what is different about some of them is only the back, how the back looks like. So in one case, I have used the, again, washi stickers from this tiny booklet and glued the sticker to a sheet of acetate, and then sandwiched it in between the parts of the craft cardstock. And on this one, I have really punched out the frame in 1/2 of the folded craft cardstock, but I have glued down the washi sticker right onto the second half of the craft cardstock, and then I have the punched out frame only on 1/2 of the paper piece, and the washi sticker is glued down right down to the paper. And then I have just added little tags. So this one, for example, was die cut with one of the Tim Holtz's dies, and this one is by the Avery brand, and these are just some tiny, really tiny, as you can see, jewelry tags that you can buy at Walmart. Let me show you once again how I made these slides, and then I will also show you and give you the measurements for this frame card right here. So for the slide, I took a piece of craft cardstock, and this one, to match the size of the washi stickers, is going to measure 4 3/4 by 2 3/8. And on the long side, you will also score it at 2 3/8. Then I am going to use square punch for punching out the opening. The size of my square punch is 1 3/4. And since I can't punch through both layers of the cardstock, I'm going to do it in stages. I will need a template of the punched out square, and I will use it for marking the area where I want the punched out window to be. So I'm kind of centering it in 1/2 of the craft cardstock, and I'm going to lightly outline one of the sides of my template using a pencil. Now I can line it up with the border of the square, which I am about to punch it out like that. This is what we have. Now I will fold it again in half, and once again I will use the frame, which I have just punched out, to mark again the place where I have to line up the punch. Punch it out again. And these you can use as templates for your next slides. So here we have our frame ready to be used further. You can erase the pencil marks if they're still visible. Now you will take a piece of acetate, and this one measures 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and I'm going to take one of the washi stickers from the booklet. You will peel the sticker off the backing paper, and you will do your best at centering it on top of the acetate. If you need to trim the acetate a little bit, just go ahead and do that. I'm going to place the image on the inside of the frame, and you will kind of see where the opening under the image is, so it will be easy for you to line the image up on top. And then you will hold it with your finger, and you will apply the glue just around the opening on the second half of the frame. And then you will fold your frame like that. So now it's glued down to 1/2 of our craft cardstock. Next, I'm just going to add some glue around the edges of the acetate on that part of the cardstock, and again around the window on the second half. And I'm gonna fold it again and burnish. Make sure that you seal it nicely and glue everything together. And this is what you're going to have. Before you sew around the frame, you can just add pieces of washi tape. I think that the added pieces of washi tape and the stitching together with that little tag make the slide look very cute. For making the frame, I have used another piece of craft cardstock, and this one measures 6¼ by 5. You are going to need the frame punch board. That's what I used. If you don't have the frame punch board, you will just use a craft knife and a ruler and make some measurements and get almost the same result. I just wanted the corners of my punched out frame to be rounded. For the piece of the matting paper that I have used here on top of the frame, I created a pattern paper of my own with the help of the cute little paper pieces from this booklet, and I glued them one next to another just onto a plain piece of printing paper of the white color. Now I'm going to trim a section of the needed size to match my craft cardstock frame, and the piece that I'm going to need will be 6 inches on the long side by 4¾ on the short. Next, I'm going to use my corner rounder and round the corners of this paper piece. And now I'm going to use my wet glue and add just tiny beads of glue in 2 corners of this frame in the back. Now I'm going to center it and glue it down on top of the craft cardstock piece. And now I'm ready to punch out my frame. I will have 1/2 inch borders all around, so my guides are aligned with 1/2 inch mark. Next, you're going to cut out the frame, and you will use the punched out section as your guides. So I'm just going to line up my ruler like so from one corner to the opposite one. And this is what you're going to have. You will also have the leftover pieces that look like this, and I used them for making the pockets. So this part is right here. So I have just trimmed the extending sections and was left with the rounded rectangle, which served as the base for my pocket. And then the section here at the bottom has been created using the leftovers from the collaged sheets. I think you get the idea. Let's get back to this frame that we have right here. So you have glued only 2 corners on this paper, and now you can select the design printed on vellum, the design that you like, and you're going to actually see first that it fits. So I am going to add the glue now. It will be a little bit challenging in the area which has been partially glued down, but I think we can do it. So I'm going to use my fine tip glue bottle and add the glue around the opening like so. Now I'm going to slide the vellum piece under the pattern paper at the top and glue this piece down to the cardstock. Okay, like this. Let's make sure that it looks nice in the back. I think it does. Now we can unglue one of the corners and then add the glue to this paper piece. I'm gluing the frame down and using my bone folder to burnish. And here we have it. I think it looks very cute. Now we can round the corners again. The base frame is done. Depending on the design that you have on the vellum sheet, you might need to add more decorative elements to the vellum sheet itself, or no. In case of this one, I think it's just perfect, and I will only add the washi tape to the sides of the frame. And then at the top, I want to create a tab, and the tab that I'm going to use is nothing but a circle, which looks like this. It is also from the box. So I'm going to fold it in half and then wrap it around the top of the frame. And I'm also going to add a reinforcement circle right there. And I will punch out a hole. And now you can decide if you want to stitch around or leave it like that. But that's how I created the frames. I think that's it from me for today. I hope you will play with the products from your Creative Studio Capture box to create something unique and interesting. And see you guys soon. Bye.